Hello, my 10th ICSE champions. Welcome again back to your own channel, Midha Guru. So, the chapter for today is equation of a line. This is the second video. In the previous video, we have solved all the questions of exercise 14A. That means today we are going to solve all the questions of exercise 14B. So, together we'll be solving all the questions. But before that, yes, I'll make you understand the topic related to this exercise, which is inclination of a line and the slope. We'll see what is inclination of a line and the slope, and then we'll solve all the questions. So before wasting any time, students, we'll just start with inclination of a line. What is inclination of a line? So the inclination of a line is the angle. It is the angle which the part of the line above the x-axis is making with the x-axis. It is the angle. It is the angle which the part of the line above the x-axis is making with the x-axis. Now, if this is a Cartesian plane, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is the line. This is the line. So as the definition says, it is the angle which the part of the line above the x-axis is making with the x-axis. So this is theta. This is the inclination which we represent as theta. So this theta is the inclination of this line. The inclination of this line is theta. If we draw another Cartesian plane, and this is the line. So what will be theta? What will be the inclination in this case? It will be this angle. So this will be theta. Now, in these two figures, in these two diagrams, we are seeing that this angle theta is being measured. This is clockwise. This is clockwise, and this angle, it's being measured anti-clockwise. This is clockwise, this is anti-clockwise. So by convention, when the angle is measured anti-clockwise, it is positive, and if it is measured clockwise, it is negative. So note this down. Note this down. By convention, if measured clockwise, if the inclination is measured clockwise, it is negative, and if it is measured anti-clockwise, counterclockwise or anti-clockwise, it is positive. It is positive. Note this down, students. This is important. If the inclination is measured anti-clockwise, it is positive, and if it is measured clockwise, it is negative. So I think you have understood the concept of inclination. Inclination is clear to you. Now next is slope. We'll just see what a slope is. What is slope? Slope of a line. It is a measure of how steep a line is. How steep a line is the slope or gradient we call. So if this is the line, this is the inclined plane or a line. So this is the ratio of, I'm naming as A, B and C, and this is the line or we say inclined plane, right? The slope of an inclined plane. The slope of the inclined plane is the ratio. It is the ratio of vertical rise to the horizontal change. It is the ratio of vertical rise, which is AB. Which is AB in this case? This is the inclined plane. What is the vertical rise? AB. And what is the horizontal change? It is BC or CB. So slope is AB by BC. It is AB by BC. Now just recall the trigonometric ratios. Just recall them, the trigonometric ratios. This is what? Perpendicular by base. Perpendicular by base. So if this is theta, what is theta? Theta is the angle which this plane is making with the horizontal. So this is theta. Then AB by BC is equal to which ratio? P by B. So it will be tan theta. Tan theta. So slope of an inclined plane is what? Tan of the inclination. Tan of that angle. An angle is what? The inclination. Inclination is what? The angle which this line is making with the x-axis, right? So this is the concept of slope. The ratio of vertical rise to the horizontal plane. Now, we go on to the slope of a straight line. Slope of a straight line in a Cartesian plane. This is a Cartesian plane. Now, the slope of this line. The slope of this line will be equal to what? If this is theta, the slope of this line will be equal to tan theta, and we represent slope we represent slope by small letter m, by small letter m. Theta is the angle which the line is making with the x-axis, and m is what? It is tan theta. M is slope which is represented by m. So we can write m is equal to tan theta. M is equal to tan theta. Again, note this down. Note this down in your books and copies, in your notebooks. You must be having them, right? If not, go and take your notebooks and pens and note all these things down, right? First, you just note down that if the inclination is measured anti-clockwise, what? It is positive. If it is measured clockwise, it is negative. And next, m is equal to tan theta. Slope is equal to tangent of the angle, tangent of the inclination. Next, we go on. Next topic is the slope of a straight line. Okay. Before going to the slope of a straight line, I'm coming back here, right? I'll come back here. Inclination. We studied that inclination is what? Inclination is the angle which the line is making with the x-axis, right? Now, see, we have repeated so many times. Now it must be clear, ekdam crystal clear to you. Now, if I ask you, what is the slope of, what is the inclination? First, we are studying inclination, right? So if I ask you, what is the inclination? What is the inclination of x-axis? What will be the inclination of x-axis or any line parallel to x-axis? Any line parallel to x-axis. What will be the inclination? Inclination is the angle which that line is making with the x-axis. I'm asking the inclination for x-axis. That means what angle is the x-axis making with the x-axis, right? So it will be 0. Yes, it will be 0 degree. So inclination to x-axis is 0 degree. Again, note this down. Next, what will be the inclination of y-axis or any line parallel to y-axis? So inclination of y-axis or any line parallel to y-axis. Just tell me what will be the inclination. You can just see that you know that the angle which y-axis is making with the x-axis is what? 90 degrees. So the angle which the y-axis makes with the x-axis is what? 90 degree. So the inclination of y-axis or any line parallel to y-axis will be 90. Next, we have seen what is slope. So we were saying what is the slope of a straight line. Now, next question to you is, you know the inclination of x-axis and y-axis, right? Now if I ask you, what is the slope of x-axis? What is the slope of x-axis? You just now have seen the slope. The formula for slope is tan theta. The slope of any line is what? Tan theta. So what will be the slope of x-axis? For that, first we need to find out theta, which we know for x-axis is 0. It is 0. So what will be the slope for x-axis? It will be tan 0. Tan 0, which will be 0. So again, the slope of x-axis or any line parallel to x-axis, the slope will be 0. Next, what will be the slope of y-axis? Slope of y-axis. So the slope of y-axis will be, the angle is 90 degree. It will be tan 90, which is not defined. It is not defined. So the slope of y-axis or any line parallel to y-axis will be not defined. Now, see, in this case, this angle is being measured anti-clockwise, right? It is being measured anti-clockwise. So we can say that the slope we can say that the slope of the angle, the slope of a line will be positive. The slope of a line will be positive if the inclination is an acute angle. It is an acute angle in anti-clockwise direction. In anti-clockwise direction. It will be positive if the inclination is an acute angle in the anti-clockwise direction. I'll give you an example. We'll see this with the example. See. Again, this is a Cartesian plane and y dash. We have this line. This is 45 degree. This is 45 degree. Again, we have another line which is again making 45 degree. The difference is this is being measured clockwise, this is being measured clockwise. So here theta is what? Minus 45, because we know if it is measured clockwise, it is negative, the inclination is negative, and if the inclination is measured anti-clockwise direction, in the anti-clockwise direction, it is positive, right? It is positive. So we can say from here that if the inclination is making acute angle in anti-clockwise direction, the slope will be positive. The slope will be positive. It will be positive. Now see, in this case, we are seeing the inclination is what? The inclination is what? It is an acute angle. It is an acute angle in clockwise direction. It is an acute angle in clockwise direction, right? So what will be the slope of this line? It will be tan of minus 45, right? So that will be minus tan 45, which is negative, right? We are focusing on the sign, right? We'll focus on the sign here, not the value. So it will be minus. So what we can say from here is the inclination, if it is making acute angle in the anti-clockwise direction, it is positive, and if it is making an acute angle in clockwise direction, it is negative. Now, so the inclination is this also. Yes, inclination is this also. If this is 45, this will be what? 135. Now just see the direction. This is what? Theta is plus 135. It is plus 135. And what is the slope? Slope is what? Again, tan minus 45. The slope of this line is what? It is negative. So what we can say, the inclination, if the inclination is an acute angle, in the clockwise direction, or we can add here, or obtuse angle in anti-clockwise direction, then the slope is what? Then the slope is negative. Again, note this down, which is very important, We'll quickly summarize it. We are going to just summarize it. If the inclination is making an acute angle in the anti-clockwise direction, the slope will be positive. And if the inclination is making an acute angle in the clockwise or obtuse angle in the anti-clockwise direction, the slope will be what? The slope will be negative. So here we can write theta is equal to minus 45 or plus 135. Yes, theta is minus 45 or plus 35. So we'll take out the value for slope, which is m is equal to tan theta. That will be tan of minus 45 minus tan 45, a negative value, right? So we have seen what is inclination. We have understood the concept of slope. What a slope is: vertical rise ratio of vertical rise by horizontal plane. From that we got the value of slope as tan theta, because the ratio of vertical by horizontal is the ratio of what? It is the tan. It is tan of that angle, tan theta. Next we studied what is the slope of a straight line and what are the signs when it is measured. This, if the inclination is measured anti-clockwise or clockwise, what are the signs for slope? If the slope will be negative or positive. Next topic is the slope of a straight line passing through two given points. Here the angle is not given. If the angle is not given, if the angle is given, we can easily find it by using the formula, which is tan theta. We'll find tan of the angle, which will give us the slope, child. Now, if the angle is not given, and if in the question 2 points are given, any points on the slope, on that line, in that case, how we are going to find out the slope? Suppose this is the line. According to the topic, if 2 points are given, right? 2 points are given. Suppose this point A and this is point B. The coordinates are x1, y1, and the coordinates of, say, B is x2, y2. We have to find out the slope of this line. According to the definition, what does the definition say? That the slope of any line, or inclined plane, is the ratio between the vertical rise, which is BC, by horizontal change, which is AC. So that means it will be BC by AC. Let us find out what is BC and what is AC. Now see on the board, this is x1, right? And this point is x2, as you can see. This is what? Y1, and this is y2, right? This is O. This is the origin. What is, just tell me, what is OC? OC. Not exactly OC. What is this distance? What is the distance from here to here? Of course, it is x2, as you can see. This is x2. This is x2. And what is OA? I mean this. What is this? This is x1. This is x1 and this is what? x2. This is x2, this is x1. So what will be AC? What will be AC? Yes, it will be x2 minus x1. So the length of AC you can see is x2 minus x1. This is x2, right? This is x2. And this is what? x1. So this will be x2 minus x1. Similarly, find out BC. Similarly, find out BC. What is this distance? This is y2 and this is what? y1. Similarly, this is y2 and this is y1. This is y1, right? And this is what? This is y2. So what will be this distance? BC will be what? y2 minus y1. So BC will be y2 minus y1. So we are going to put the values. We'll get y2 minus y1 BC by AC. BC is what? y2 minus y1. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 is the slope. Is the slope, which is, we can say, the difference between the ordinates by the difference between the abscissa. So if any 2 points are given on that slope on the line and you have to find the slope, you have to find the slope. If 2 points are given, you can find out using this formula, which is difference between the ordinates divided by difference between the abscissa. Next we move on to the next topic, which is parallel lines. What parallel lines? Now we are going to find the slope of two parallel lines. Two parallel lines. We'll just see what is the slope of two parallel lines. This is one line, draw another parallel line. This is another parallel line, right? Now, if this is angle theta, this is theta, and this is, suppose, theta 1. This is theta 1. Name this as line 1, name this as line 2. Tell me the slope for line 1. The slope for line 1, yes, we know slope for line 1 will be what? Tan of theta. Slope of line 1 is tan theta. And what will be the slope of line 2? The slope of line 2 will be tan theta 1. It is tan theta 1. Now, just recall the properties of two parallel lines and a transversal. Two parallel lines and a transversal. These are two parallel lines, L1 and L2. X-axis is the transversal. What is the relationship between these two lines, these two angles? Yes, they are corresponding angles and they are equal. The corresponding angles are equal to each other. That means theta is equal to theta 1. Corresponding angles, they both are equal. The angles are equal. If the angles are equal, so the value of slope will also be equal. It will be equal. If theta and theta 1 are equal, the slope will be equal. So what we infer from this is the slope. We can write the slope of two parallel lines. Slope of two parallel lines are equal. Right? They are equal, and I've explained you also how they are equal. So again, the point to be noted is the slope of two parallel lines are equal. We'll move on to the next topic, which is perpendicular lines, and this is the last topic, and then we'll be starting with the questions. So now we'll see the slope of two perpendicular lines. This is a Cartesian plane again. Y. This is Y. Positive. Now, if we have two perpendicular lines, so this is one of the line, this is another line, L1, L2. Now, the slope of L1, we'll take this as theta. We'll take this as theta 1, and suppose this is 90 degree. They are intersecting each other at 90 degree. So they are perpendicular lines, right? So what is the relationship between the slope of perpendicular lines? See, we know theta 1 is equal to what? 90 plus theta. You know that. Theta 1 is equal to what? 90 plus theta. Exterior angle, you know that, is equal to sum of two opposite interior angles, sum of two opposite interior angles, right? Now what I'll do, this is the equation which I've got. I'm going to write this as tan, right? On both the sides I've applied tan. So tan theta 1 will be equal to tan 90 plus theta. Now tan theta 1. Now again, you've studied complementary angles, right? What is tan 90 plus theta 1? It is minus cot theta. This is minus cot theta. Now, I can write this as minus 1 by tan theta, right? I'm taking this to the left hand side and this becomes multiplied. This will get multiplied. So what is the relation? What is the relation? This is the slope of first line. This is the slope of second line. So the relation is the slope, the product of the slope of two perpendicular lines is equal to what? Minus 1. Minus 1. So the relation is the slope, the product. We'll write the product. We'll write the product of slope of two perpendicular lines. Two perpendicular lines is equal to minus 1. Is equal to minus 1. So the slope of two parallel lines are equal and the product of slope of two perpendicular lines is equal to minus 1. Now if given in the question is, if the slope of a line is 4 by 3, slope of a line is 4 by 3, find the slope of a line which is parallel to this given line. So we know that the slopes are equal. So the slope of another line which is parallel to this line will be what? Will be what? Yes, 4 by 3. And again, if the slope is 4 by 3, if the lines are perpendicular, if the lines are perpendicular, tell me what will be the slope of the line which is perpendicular to this given line. We know that the product is what? Minus 1. Minus 1. So 4 by 3 into what gives you minus 1. Right? That means minus 1 divided by 4 by 3, which is minus 3 by 4. Minus 3 by 4. One of the value is given. One of the value is given. So you can find out the other value. Right? So this is it. We have done for the explanation of all the topic which was related to the exercise. We saw what is inclination. We saw the concept of slope. Then it was the concept. Then it was the slope of a straight line. Then we saw what are parallel lines and what are the slope of parallel lines. What are the slope of perpendicular lines. And also when the slope is negative and when the slope is positive for a given line. This we have studied. We have studied. Now we'll start. I told you to note the points. Hope you have noted it all, students. Now we'll start with the exercises. We'll go to the questions and together we are going to solve all the questions. The first question is MCQ types is the first question we know. First is the slope of a line is root 3. We have to find the inclination. Slope is given root 3. We have to find the inclination of the line. What is slope? What is slope? Slope is tan theta. Tan theta, which is m is tan theta, we can write. Value of m is given root 3. The slope is root 3. We have to find theta. What is root 3? Tan of what is root 3? Tan 60. We know root 3 is tan 60. Tan 60 is equal to tan theta. So theta is what? Theta is 60 degree. Next question. Next question. We'll see the next question. Again MCQ type. The slope of a line is 5. The slope of its perpendicular line will be, come on, recall what we have studied just now. What is the slope of two perpendicular lines? The product of the slope of two perpendicular lines is what? Minus 1. Minus 1. The slope of line 1 into line 2 into slope of line 2 to perpendicular lines. Line 1 and line 2 are perpendicular lines, right? They are perpendicular lines. If L1 is perpendicular to L2, then slope of L1 into slope of L2 is equal to what? Minus 1. If this is 5, if this is 5, what will be the slope of line 2? Just tell me what will be the slope of line 2. Yes, it will be minus 1 by 5. So the correct option is 4. This time this is question option 4. Next, the slope of a line passing through the origin and the point this. So two coordinates are given. Again remember, we have studied how to find the slope of the line when two coordinates are given on that line. So the two coordinates are 0, 0 and what? Minus 3, 4. What is the slope? Difference between abscissa y2 minus y1 by difference between, ordinates y2 minus y1 by difference between abscissa. That means y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, which will be equal to 4 minus 0 by what? Minus 3 minus 0. So we'll get minus 4 by 3. Option 2. Option 2 is correct. Next, the inclination of a line passing through the points this and this. So again, the question is this time is inclination of a line and two coordinates are given of that line. So first we'll find the slope and with the help of slope, we will find the inclination. So what will be the slope? Which is m, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, which is 1, m is 1 and m is also tan theta. We know m is tan theta. So 1 is tan theta, 1 is tan theta, 1 is what? Tan 45 degree. So what is theta? Theta is 45 degree. Theta is 45 degree, option 3. Option 3 is correct. Next, the slope of a line which is perpendicular. The slope of a line which is perpendicular to the line segment joining this line, joining the points, joining these 2 points. So what will be the slope of this line? The slope of this line will be, again, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. 12 by minus 12 minus 1. It is minus 1. We have to find out the slope of a line which is perpendicular to this line. This line, that means again slope of L1 into L2. L2 is minus 1. We know the slope of L2 is minus 1. So what will be the slope of L1? What will be the slope of L1? It will be 1. It will be 1. The slope of this line will be 1, which is option 2. Is it clear? Are the questions clear? We'll go on to the next question, which is question 2. We have to find the slope and the inclination. So find out the slope using the formula y2 minus y1. 2 coordinates are given. When 2 coordinates are given, it is again I'm telling y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So what will be the slope? Slope, which is m, will be equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. 2 minus of minus 2 is plus 2. 1 minus of minus 3 is plus 3, which is 4 by 4. It is 1. And m is again what? M is again what? Tan theta. We have to find the slope also and the inclination also. So 1 is equal to tan theta. Write the steps properly. You're not going to write directly, you just write like that. Tan 45 is equal to tan theta, and then you write theta is 45 degree, so that none of your marks are cut. If directly you will write theta is equal to 45 degree, maybe some of your marks, half marks or something is deducted. So next is again the same question, next part. So we'll find the slope. We'll find the slope m, which is 0 minus of minus root 3 is plus root 3, and 3 minus 0. 3 minus 0, which is root 3 by 3, and this is 1 by root 3. This is 1 by root 3. Again, slope is tan theta. So 1 by root 3 is the slope we have got. We have to find out theta. For what value is 1 by root 3? Tan of what is 1 by root 3? It is 30. This time it is 30. So what is the inclination? Inclination is 30 degree. 30 degree. Next, third part. Again, feel same. The steps will be exactly same because the question is same. We have 3 parts. So again, root 3 minus 2 root 3 by, so it will be minus root 3 by minus 1, which is plus root 3. This is m. M is again tan theta. So root 3 is equal to tan theta. Just note down the steps. Just carefully see the steps which I am writing. Tan 60 is equal to tan theta. So theta will be this time 60 degree. The inclination is what? 60 degree. Next question. Question 3. The line passing through 0, 2 and minus 3, minus 1 is parallel to the line passing through minus 1, 5 and 4a. We have to find the value of a. So 2 coordinates are given. There are 2 lines which are parallel to each other. On each line we have 2 coordinates. 2 coordinates are given through which the lines are passing, right? So we have to find the value of a. So we'll find the slope. Slope of line. There are 2 lines, right? We'll name this line as L1. Slope of line L1, which is the line L1 is that line which is passing through 0, 2 and minus 3, minus 1. So what will be the slope? It will be minus. It will be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Yes, so y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So this will be minus 3 by minus 3, which is 1. Next, there is another line. There is another line given. We'll name it as L2, which is passing through these coordinates minus 1, 5 and 4a. 4, a minus 1, 5. And these 2 lines are parallel according to the question, right? So first we'll find the value. We'll find the slope of this line, which will again be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. 4 minus of minus 1 is plus. So this is a minus 5 by 5. Now line 1 is parallel to line 2. This is given. Given in the question is this. So if the lines are parallel, the slope will be equal. We know that the slope will be equal. So 5 is equal to a minus 5, 10. So the value of a is 10. The line passing through this and this, now this time it is perpendicular to line passing through this line. Again, there are 2 lines. This time they are perpendicular to each other. The 2 coordinates are given for each line. So we'll find out the slope. And we don't know the relationship between 2 perpendicular lines. From that, using the relationship, we'll find out the value of a. So it will be minus 3 minus of minus 2. Which will be plus 2, and here again it will be plus 4, minus 1 by 6. I am getting minus 1 by 6. Slope of m1. Next line. minus 1 minus 5 by 2 minus a minus 6 by 2 minus a. What we know about these two lines, the slope of these two lines, that the product is what? Minus 1. Product is minus 1. Minus 1 by 6 into minus 6 by 2 minus a is equal to minus 1. This gets cancelled out. So plus 1 by 2 minus a, minus and minus plus is equal to minus 1. 1 is equal to minus 2 plus a. 1 is equal to minus 2 plus a. So this is 3. This time a is coming as 3. So we know if lines are perpendicular, the product of slope is minus 1. Lines are parallel, the slopes are equal. So the next question is, without using the distance formula, show that the points A, which is 4 minus 2, B is minus 4, 4, C is 10, 6 are the vertices of a right angle triangle. 3 vertices are given, their coordinates are given. We have to show that they are the vertices of right angle triangle, and without using distance formula. We don't have to use the distance formula. So we'll do it by finding the slope. Right? If it is a right angle triangle, that means any one angle is 90 degree. Yes, so the slope of any two lines, any two sides, the product of slopes of any two sides should be equal to minus 1. We have to show that. So we'll do it. We'll first find out the slope of all the three sides, right? Slope of AB. So this is a right angle triangle, A, B and C. We don't know which angle is a right angle triangle. So now we cannot name it, right? We'll not name it. What we are going to do first, we'll find the slope of all the three sides, and after finding it, afterwards we are going to name it. What will be the slope of AB? It will be 4 plus 2 by minus 4 minus 4, which is 6 by minus 8, which is minus 3 by 4. Minus 3 by 4. Next, we'll find the slope of BC. Again, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, which will be 4 minus 6 by minus 4 minus 10. Minus 2 by minus 14, which is 1 by 7. Next is slope of AC. Find out the slope of AC. AC will be minus 2 minus 6 by 4 minus 10, which is minus 8 by minus 6. Which is 4 by 3. This is 4 by 3. Now, you just see the slopes of all the three sides. Just notice what is the relationship. Can we see that the slope of any two sides, the product of slope of any two sides is coming to be minus 1? Yes, we can see. Just see the slope of this side AB and side AC. Just find the product. Isn't the product equal to minus 1? Yes. So we'll write the slope of AB into slope of AC, right? Is what? This is minus 3 by 4 into 4 by 3, which is minus 1. So the product of slope of these two sides is minus 1. That means, yes, it is a right angle triangle. We have proved that. Now tell me which angle is 90 degrees. Still, it's not asked in the question. But can you tell me which angle is 90 degree here? See, the slopes are AB. The line segments are AB and AC, which are perpendicular to each other. So which is a common vertex? It is A. That means A is here. AB, AC. This can be vice versa also, C or B, right? So A is the right angle. This triangle is right angled at A. If the product of AB and BC would have been 1, if the product of the slopes of AB and BC would have been 1, then the triangle would be right angled at B. And if it's BC and AC, then C, the common vertex. This is clear. I hope this question is clear. We'll move on to the next question. Next question, without using distance formula, show that 4 coordinates are given A, B, C, D. They are the vertices of a parallelogram. Last question was, we had to prove that it is a right angle triangle. This time we have to prove that they are the vertices of a parallelogram without using the distance formula, right? So without using the distance formula, if these are the coordinates, which are A, B, C and D, these are the vertices. So let us write down the coordinates 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 3 and 7, 6. How can we prove a quadrilateral to be a parallelogram? What are the criteria? It is, we have to prove any one pair of opposite sides equal and parallel. This is one way. This is one of the way. Equal and parallel. So we don't have to use the distance formula, right? So equal we cannot show. We don't have to find the distance. So by using the slope, and next, first I'll tell you the next way. Next way is you have to prove both the pair of opposite side as parallel. You have to prove if AB is parallel to CD and if BC is parallel to AD, then ABCD will be a parallelogram. So how will we prove two lines to be parallel using the slope? We know that we'll find out the slope of all the lines and we'll show that the slope of AB is equal to CD. They are parallel lines then. And if the slope of BC is equal to AD, then again they are parallel lines, right? We know if the lines are parallel, then the slopes are equal. Now we'll prove that the slopes are equal, then the lines will be parallel. Yes, so we'll start with taking out the slope. What will be the slope of AB? Find the slope of all the sides. So AB first, it will be 2 minus 5 by 1 minus 4, which is minus 3 by minus 3, which is 1. Next, slope of BC. slope of BC? It will be 3 minus 2 by 4 minus 1, which is 1 by 3. Next, CD. CD is 3 minus 6 by 4 minus 7, which is minus 1 by 3. Minus 1 by 3. No. It is minus 3. It is minus 3 by minus 3, which is 1. Next, AD. Next is AD. It will be 6 minus 5 by 7 minus 4, which is 1 by 3. Now just see all the slopes. You just look into all the slopes. We are seeing this and this are equal, AB and CD. So we can see the slope of AB. We can write like that. Slope of AB is equal to what? Slope of CD. Then what? Therefore, AB parallel to CD. Therefore, AB parallel to CD. Similarly, we'll write slope of BC is equal to what, child? Slope of AD. You can see it's 1 by 3. So, therefore, BC is parallel to AD. BC is parallel to AD. So, if this is parallel to this and this is parallel to this, now you can write, therefore, ABCD is what? It is a parallelogram. Don't make this shape. You have to write parallelogram. If we have proved AB parallel to CD and BC parallel to AD, then this quadrilateral is what? A parallelogram using the slope formula. Next, question 7. This and this, 4 coordinates. They are the vertices of a quadrilateral. And show that the quadrilateral obtained on joining the midpoints. We have to join the midpoints of this quadrilateral, and the quadrilateral so formed, we have to show that that quadrilateral is what? That quadrilateral is what? A parallelogram. It is a parallelogram. We have to show that. So if this is the quadrilateral, which is A, coordinates are minus 2, 4. If this is B, 4, 8. Now if this is C, 10, 7, and this is D, 11, minus 5. Now let us take the midpoints of all the sides. If this is the midpoint E, if the midpoint of BC is, suppose this is the midpoint F, this is the midpoint, you have G, and this is the midpoint H. What is the question saying? The quadrilateral obtained on joining the midpoints of the sides of this quadrilateral. So these are the midpoints. So you're going to join it. Come on, join this. We have joined this. We are getting a quadrilateral again. Now you have to prove this quadrilateral as a parallelogram. That means what you have to prove? You have to prove EFGH is a parallelogram. It is a parallelogram. Now, again we are going to use the same method which we have just solved question 6, and we have proved a quadrilateral to be a parallelogram. But for that we need the vertices of the parallelogram of that quadrilateral, right? But it's not given. The vertices are not given. So we can find out what information is given about the vertices. The vertices of this quadrilateral, which we have to prove as a parallelogram, they are the midpoints of the quadrilateral given, right? Of this quadrilateral, yellow quadrilateral. Now this is the midpoint. Go back to section and midpoint formula. I told you in the previous video, child, you must remember the section and midpoint formula also for this chapter, right? So what is the midpoint formula? If you have to find the midpoint of a line joining the two coordinates, what is the midpoint? X1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. Find out the coordinates of E. It will be what? X1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. So using this formula, find out the coordinates of all the vertices. It will be 2 by 2, which is 1, 12 by 2, which is 6. So E is 1 by 6. Similarly, find for F. F will be 4 plus 10, 14 by 2, which is 7, and 8 plus 7, 15 by 2. Okay, we are getting in fraction. Okay. It is 15 by 2, right? Next, we'll go for G. Similarly, 11 plus 10 by 2, which is 21 by 2, and minus 5 plus 7 by 2, which is 1. So G. Next, last we are going to find out for H, which will be 11 minus 2, 9 by 2, comma, minus 5 plus 4 by 2, minus 1 by 2. Plus minus 5 plus 7, 2 by 2, again 4 plus 14, 15 by 2, and this time it is 9 by 2 and minus 1 by 2. So these are the 4 vertices of the quadrilateral which we have to prove as a parallelogram, right? So now again we'll find out the slopes. Find out the slopes of all the 4 sides. So we'll find the slope of EF. Y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 is the formula for slope. Now for EF, it will be 15 by 2 minus 6 by 7 minus 1. So this will be 15 minus 12, 3 by 2. 3 by 2 divided by 6. So it will be 1 by 4. This is 1 by 4. We'll find out for FG. FG. So the coordinates are here. 1 minus 15 by 2, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. 21 by 2 minus 7. So here I'm getting minus 13 by 2 divided by 21 minus 14 is 7. 7 by 2. I'll be getting minus 13 by 7. Minus 13 by 7. Now I'll find for GH. GH. Come on. GH. x2 minus x1. 1 plus 1 by 2 by 21 by 2 minus 9 by 2. Right? So this time it is 3 by 2 divided by what? 21 by 2 minus 9 by 2 is 12 by 2. So the answer is 1 by 4. Answer is 1 by 4, you can see. So we have got EF is equal to GH. Next, last, we have found out EF, FG, GH, we'll find for EH. We'll write it here for EH, right? EH, see these two coordinates. Minus 1, minus half, minus 6, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, 9 by 2 minus 1. Here we are getting minus 13 by 2 divided by, here we are getting 7 by 2. So 13 minus 13 by 2 divided by 7 by 2, we'll get minus 13 by 7. Let us check. Yes, we have got minus 13 by 7 here. So we can clearly see the slope of EF is 1 by 4 and the slope of GH. EF is 1 by 4. You write slope of EF is equal to 1 by 4. Slope of GH is equal to 1 by 4. Therefore, EF parallel to GH, as I made you write in the last question, question 6. Similarly, you will write slope of FG is equal to minus 13 by 7 and the slope of what? The slope of FG is minus 13 by 7 and the slope of EH is again minus 13 by 7. Therefore, these two lines are parallel. And now, if this is parallel to this and this is parallel to this, we have proved, then EFGH is what? EFGH is a parallelogram. We have proved again. Next question. Now, show that the points are collinear. Collinear. What are collinear points? The collinear points are those points which lie on the same line. On the same line, P, Q and R. You have to prove these 3 points as collinear. Do not use the distance formula. You don't have to use the distance formula. By distance formula, you can prove like PQ plus QR is equal to PR. Then the points are collinear. By using the slope, tell me. Using the slope, if you prove slope of PQ is equal to what? Tell me fast. Slope of QR. Yes. Slope of QR. Then you can say P, Q and R are collinear. And one more very important thing. If you have any doubt to any one of the child watching the video, please do write in the comment section. You ask all your doubts. We are going to clear them all. So what is the slope of PQ? Let us find out the slope of PQ, which will be, what is the slope? A comma B plus C and B comma C plus A are the coordinates of B and P and Q. So it will be C plus A minus B plus C by B minus A. This is the slope. We'll find out C plus A minus B minus C by B minus A. This gets cancelled out and we are getting A minus B by B minus A, which is minus 1. We can take minus 1 common. So we are getting minus 1 here. We'll find QR. QR will be again Y2. Y2 is A plus B minus C plus A by what? C minus B. Again solve this. C minus A. This is A. Okay, I'll use black. C minus A. So this gets cancelled. A and A are getting cancelled. Okay, let me check. A plus B, C minus A. A plus B, C minus A. A and A are getting cancelled. And here it is C minus B. Okay, it's a B, not an A, not an A. Not an A, it's a B, it's a B. So it will be minus B, and we have got the answer. So it is B minus C by C minus B. Again minus, we'll take common, and what we'll get? We are getting a minus 1. So we have proved slope of PQ is equal to slope of QR. That means P, Q and R line a straight line, right? Yes, right, ma'am. Come on, we'll move on to the next question. Let's see what is the next question. Find x if the slope of the line joining x minus x comma 2 and 8 minus 11 is minus 3 by 4. This is an easy question. We just have to find x. The slope is given. Also the two coordinates are given of the line through which the line is passing. So we'll find the formula of slope by y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, which will be slope is m, which will be minus 11 minus 2 by 8 minus x, which is minus 13 by 8 minus x. Also students, given in the question, the slope is what? Minus 3 by 4. So this will be equal to this because both are the slope. So they have to be equal. So let us equate and find out the value of x. Minus 52 is equal to minus 24 plus 3x. So minus 52 plus 24 is equal to 3x. It will be minus 28 is equal to 3x. And x will be equal to minus 28 by 3. So the value of x is coming as minus 28 by 3. So the next question is A, B and C. They are the vertices of a triangle. We have to find the first part, slope of the altitude AB. So this is the triangle. Vertices are given of the three vertices are given of this triangle, which are 5, 4, minus 3, minus 2, and next is 1, minus 8. These are the three vertices. The coordinates are given. We have to find the slope of altitude of AB. Slope of the altitude of AB, of this AB. So we have to find the slope, right? First we'll draw the altitude of AB. Suppose this is the altitude of AB. This. CD. If CD is the altitude of what? AB. CD is the altitude of AB. So first we'll find the slope of AB. What will be the slope of AB? x2 minus x1 by y2 minus y1. So minus 6 by minus 8, which is 3 by 4, right? Now, we have to find the slope of the altitude of AB. Now, what is the relationship? We know the CD and AB are perpendicular lines. They are perpendicular lines. So, what is the relationship between the slopes of these lines? We can write slope of AB into slope of CD. The product is what? Minus 1. We know the slope of AB, which is 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 times slope of CD will be equal to minus 1. So what is the slope of CD? It will be minus 4 by 3. Minus 4 by 3 will be the slope of altitude of what? Of AB. Next part. What is the next part? Now we have to find the slope of median AD. Median AD. Again ABC, vertices of the triangle, the coordinates are 5, 4, minus 3, minus 2 and 1 minus 8. This time median AD, median. So what does the median do? It divides the base into two equal parts. That means D is the midpoint. Using the midpoint formula, find out the coordinates of D. So the coordinates of D will be x2, x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. It will be minus 2 by 2, which will be minus 1 and minus 5. So this is the coordinate. This is the coordinate. We have to find the slope of this line. Two vertices are given on the line. 2 points are given on this line. So now the slope of AD will be what? Again, this is what? x2, y2, this is x1, y1. So it will be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, which will be minus 9 by minus 6. And we'll write it as 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is the slope of median AD. Next part, slope of line parallel to AC. This again is a triangle. We'll write again the coordinates 5, 4. It is minus 3, minus 2 and 1 minus 8. See, parallel to AC. It can be any line parallel to AC, right? Now, so if the lines are parallel, the slopes are equal. The slopes are equal. So we'll find out the slope of AC. The line, any line parallel to AC will have the same slope. Will have the same slope. Yes. So what will be the slope of AC? It will be minus 8, minus 4 by 1 minus 5, which is minus 12 by minus 4, which is 3. So slope of line parallel to AC, line parallel to AC will also be equal to 3. You write parallel, right? Parallel to AC will also be equal to 3. So we'll move on to the next question. Next is the slope of the side BC of a rectangle. Now this time it is a rectangle. This time it is a rectangle ABCD. What is given in the question is the slope of side BC. The slope of this side is 2 by 3 m. M is what? 2 by 3. We have to find the slope of side AB. Now we know AB and BC are perpendicular to each other because each angle of a rectangle is 90 degree. So again we'll write slope AB into slope BC is what? You know they are perpendicular lines, so the product will be minus 1. Given is We have to find this. We have to find this. Given is this 2 by 3. So what will be slope AB? What will be slope of AB? It will be minus 3 by 2. Next part. Now the slope of AD. AD. Again, this is a rectangle. This is ABCD. Next slope is what? The slope which is given is 2 by 3. We have to find this time the slope of AD. AD. Relationship between AB and BC is what? What? You know, the relationship is what? The slopes are what? The relationship between the slopes are what? That they are equal. They are equal. If BC is what? 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 again the same will be the slope of AD. AD will also have the same slope which will be equal to the BC which is 2 by 3. Now these points are collinear. We have proved in one of the question that prove that these 3 points are collinear. Given in the question is that the points are collinear and we have to find the unknown K. So we know slope. If we take this point as P, this is Q, this is R. So first we'll find the slope of PQ. First find the slope of PQ, minus 4, minus 3 by 2 minus K. Next find the slope of QR, which will be minus 2 plus 4 by minus K plus 1 minus 2. So it will be 2 by minus K minus 1. Now PQ slope is equal to QR. Yes, because they are collinear. They are collinear, so the slope will be what? Equal. So we are going to equate it and we'll find the value of K. So it will be 7K plus 7 is equal to 4 minus 2K. 9K is equal to minus 3. So K is equal to minus 1 by 3. Next question. Plot the points A, B and C. The coordinates are given on a graph paper. Join A and B and join A and C also. Which segments appear to have the steeper slope, AB or AC, and we have to justify our conclusion by calculating the slopes of AB and AC. So first we have to plot 3 points AB and C. We'll join AB, we'll join AC. We'll get 2 lines. We have to check which of the slope is greater, right? Which of the lines has a greater slope, and then we have to justify our answer by calculating the slope. So first we'll plot the points. It is 1, 1 for A. So this is A. This is A. Next is 4, 7. B is 4, 7. So B is here, 4, 7. Next is C, which is 4, 10. So this is here, 4, 10. This is here, C. So next is, you have to join AB and also you have to join AC, right? Question is, which has a steeper slope? Which has a steeper slope? How will you find which slope is steeper? The angle which is greater. That means angle which AB will make with the x-axis and also the angle which AC will make with the x-axis. We are going to compare those two. Just see for those two angles. Whichever is greater will have a greater slope. The slope will be steeper. So if we elongate these two lines, so we can see clearly that AC will have a steeper slope. So we'll write AC has a steeper slope. Now we'll prove it. We'll prove it by calculating it using the slope formula. If the 2 points are given, first we'll calculate the slope of AB by difference of abscissa, by difference of ordinates, by difference of abscissa. So AB, it will be 7 minus 1 by 4 minus 1, which is what? 6 by 3, which is 2. AB, slope of AB is 2. Now find the slope of AC. We'll find the slope of AC, which is 10 minus 1 by 4 minus 1, which is 9 by 3, which is a 3, So we can also see from calculation that the slope of AC is greater than the slope of AB. Next question, question 14. Find the values of K so that PQ is parallel to RS. Now PQ is parallel to RS, that means the slope will be equal. So we'll find the slope, we'll equate it and find the value of K. So what is the slope of PQ? It will be 6 minus 4 by 3 minus 2, which is 2. Next, the slope of RS. RS will be K minus 1 by 10 minus 8, which is K minus 1 by 2. So now the slopes are given as equal. So we are going to equate it. We'll equate and find out the value of K, which is what? 5 here. 5 in this case, the K value of K is 5. Next question. Find the value of K. Again, PQ is parallel to RS. It's next part. The slope of PQ will be, what is the slope of PQ? 11 plus 1 by 7 minus 3, which is 12 by 4, which is 3. We'll find the slope of RS, which is K plus 1 by 1 plus 1, which is K plus 1 by 2. Again, the slopes are equal. So therefore, we'll write K plus 1 by 2 is equal to 3. So the value of K we are getting this time as 5. K is 5. Next part. Again, PQ parallel to RS. Slope of PQ will be 11 plus 1 by 6 minus 5, which is 12. And the slope of RS will be K square plus 4K by 7 minus 6. So this will be K square plus 4K, right? Now, if the slopes are equal, we are going to equate both the slopes and we are going to get a quadratic, right? We have an equation which is quadratic. So we are going to solve this. You know how to solve this? Yes, you know, by middle term split. We are going to use the method of middle term split and we'll find out. So we need two numbers which on adding or subtracting gives us a 4 and on multiplying gives minus 12. So the numbers are minus 6, plus 6 and minus 2. So it will be plus 6 because it is plus 4K. Plus 6 and minus 2 and minus 12.